HefTV, youtube.com/HefTV.
Isn't it possible I'm just a person? I'm none of those labels. Maybe I'm just a person. A person just as important and as valid as anybody else that's calling me that shit, or anybody else that's fucking posting that shit in the comment section. Just as important as valid as the person who's watching this goddamn video right now. Maybe we're all equal. Maybe we're all just as fucking sane. Maybe we're just fucking crazy people walking around in a world that doesn't make any sense, trying to make fucking sense of it, just trying to minimize the damage to you and everybody else. Maybe that's what I am. Maybe I'm none of those fucking labels. Maybe I'm just an empathic, kind, caring person who's trying to make sense of this crazy fucking world.
Top of the morning to you, YouTube. It is I, your buttery-voiced host, HefTV, and joined by me, as always, is this guy.
Elite Tumble.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know
buddy.
that's who that guy is.
Yeah.
Welcome. It is Friday, which means it is podcast day. Nah, didn't work this time. I think I can only do it once.
Yeah.
Couldn't bring Mike in again. Worked last week,
It did.
but I forgot I can only do it once and only with Mike.
Yeah.
And I used it last week. Well, Mike won't be joining us today, unfortunately. He's got, I don't know, plumbing issues or something. I think that's actually the case. I don't think that I don't think that is made up. I'm pretty sure that is the case. But so, what up, Mike? Hopefully next week you can join us.
Wait, so there's a guy that's coming to this house to fix his plumbing?
Yeah,
Nice.
pretty sure Alyssa knows too. So if she's fine with it, hey,
Hey.
we're making the world go round.
I guess so.
You know. So it will be myself and Tumbles today.
It will be.
And Tumbles, you have some exciting news, don't you?
I do have some exciting news. So Genericon, last year, I did videos with my phone, which were not of the best quality, and everyone can understand it. It wasn't. This year will be different. I will have a camera with me, and I will be taking videos. And I have Genericon's full permission to do so. So,
And
I've
that's
already asked them.
in March, you said, right? Last
Yes.
weekend in
Yep.
March. So that'll probably be up in real early April. So stay tuned for that. We're excited. I can't wait to see what he gets done this year.
It's going to be great.
I think it's going to be really fun. I'm
gonna
really
be
excited
awesome.
for it, for sure.
Yeah. I'm pumped for it.
Yeah. Let's see. What other kind of fun stuff is going on? Rod Serling's wife died back on January 9th. He's the guy who created the Twilight Zone. He died in 1975. And his wife just passed this year. She was like
that
90. The black and white series.
Oh!
Yeah, so
That sucks.
yeah, I
Shit.
just read about that. I was pretty bummed. I'm like, wow, that stinks. And it happens to everybody, but it never makes it any easier when you read about it. You know, it's like, oh man,
That sucks. Like,
Yeah.
Like, that was when, like, the Twilight Zone was the Twilight Zone.
yes.
I think now it's hosted by,
What's his name? Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele.
Who actually is really good at hosting it. Like, he's got the mannerisms down. And I haven't seen more than, like, I think the first 4 or 5 episodes of the first season. The first 2, I believe, were really good. And then they just kind of petered out after that. And every week I was hoping that one would get better.
Yeah.
And it never did. So I just stopped watching it. Maybe I'll go back to that.
I think my favorite episode of the Twilight Zone was probably the one, like, Mr. Death.
Oh, with the old woman? And the guy was like the police officer? And he
No, I'm talking, like, first season of the Twilight Zone.
What was Mr. Death?
I don't know if it was called Mr. Death, but, like,
What happened in it?
it was, about this, he ran, like, a pawn shop, and he gave people more money than what they were supposed to, and, like, he developed, like, this relationship with this girl who was dying, and then, like, at the end, towards the end of the episode, like, he gave him an ultimatum, his life or her life. And it was really good.
Oh, wait a minute. No, it wasn't a pawn shop, was it? Or was it the dude that just had like the box out on the street and like the little girl got hit by the car or something like that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah. It was A Pitch for the Angels.
Yeah.
That's where it was.
Yep.
Yeah. That was a really good one.
That was a really good one.
Yeah, you're right. Mr. Death was the guy in the black suit that was always following him around and was like, you know, oh yeah, that was a really good episode. It was a lot of good episodes. It was a great show. If you guys haven't seen it, how they run marathons every New Year's Eve,
and
on
you're
Sci-Fi.
missing out.
And you're missing out.
Twilight's one is really good.
Yeah, it was one of those great anthologies, shows from back in the day. They had like Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and they had, after Twilight Zone was over, they had Rod Serling's Night Gallery, and just there was like myriad other shows that were like. I just love those kind of stories where you just every week it's a different thing. But the Twilight Zone was the most consistent one, and it was the one that I've cared about the most. And I remember just being a kid and watching those, and just having my mind blown by all the twists and stuff like that. So it is a shame she's died, but at least they're together again, and we have the awesome memory of the Twilight Zone. I have the whole damn series right there. So
I have a whole series of Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you do.
The entire.
I forgot about
episode.
that.
Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah, you should bring that over sometime.
I definitely will.
And we'll get into some of that. That's actually, that was a really good show too.
Was like wearing a Metallica shirt. The other one.
Yeah, it was the AC/DC. Yep.
Yeah.
Then Stuart would be wearing the Winger shirt. They hated Stuart. The little wannabe kid that kept coming up to him and bugging him. Yeah. That was a great show. There were a lot, actually back in the 90s. There were a lot of really weird and cool shows on MTV. They had Beavis and Butthead. There was one called, it was like MTV's Oddities, and the first season was a dude
familiar.
with a huge head that had like a demon or something that lived in it, and it would come out and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna have to go back and find those. I think it was called The Head. I could probably find it on YouTube. But then there was like the Max, which was like this big beefy superhero dude who was fighting a dude named Mr. Gone, which was kind of like a real dark and gritty, like adult oriented cartoon. They had The State, which was like my favorite sketch comedy show of all time. It had Michael Ian Black and Michael Showalter. And like half of the people from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, or Joe Latrulio was on it. Ken Marino, and all these people have been in other things like Reno 911. Like 90% of the people that were in The State was on Reno 911. Yeah, Thomas Lennon. I know I'm forgetting a bunch of other names, but it was just a fantastic. And they had a lot of really neat programming on there, and they used to play music too. And the shows would be on at night, and they'd run for, I think, a couple hours or whatever, and you get right back to the music. And these days, it's just like Catfish and
Teen Mom,
and
I can't tell you.
What's that one with like the internet? They'll show like the internet clips. It was almost like Tosh.0, but with the
Ridiculousness.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
It is stupid.
The show was really stupid. So it was like Robin Big and then Rob Dyrdek's Fantasy Factory, which was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Ridiculousness, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Didn't like it at all, didn't care for it.
I just stopped watching MTV after a while. Oh, guys, I apologize about me not being in the best shape. My back is absolutely fucked up. I'm in severe pain. I've been in a lot of pain for about a week, so I'm just we're dealing here. So forgive me if I grunt and groan and just kind of be a wiener about it. But as we all know, if you never had back pain before, it is extremely painful.
It sucks.
It sucks. We're bigger guys, so it happens more often to us.
Yep. That's for damn sure.
Smiling through the pain. But yeah, so apologies about that. Let's see, what other fun stuff? Oh, there were leaks with the Wastelanders.
I knew there would be.
Yeah.
I knew there would be.
Yeah.
You're gonna have those people who are like, well, I don't care what's the worst, they're gonna do ban my account. Whoa.
And I think technically they can pursue legal action because you have to sign non-disclosure agreements when you play that, which means you won't say or do or tell anything about it. So I think there could be litigious repercussions with that, which I'm okay with. I mean, if you're gonna blatantly, knowingly sign an NDA, and you know you're just gonna leak the stuff anyway, then you got what's coming to you. You should be appreciative that you're even able to do this. You know what I mean? So that was interesting. I didn't even really pay attention to it because, again, I'm so over Fallout right now. I'm going to go back to it. I'm going to try it again when Wastelanders comes out. But for all intents and purposes, I've just given up. Even ironically, though, I'm wearing a Fallout shirt. I just thought of that. But it's just 76. I still enjoy New Vegas and 3 and 4.
4 was alright.
4 was alright.
4 was one, like what I really got, as I came, I played Fallout 3.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout 4 was I was introduced to Fallout with number 4. And,
Did you ever play New Vegas?
No.
Oh, that's a good one.
I can see it right there. It looks good.
You want to take it home with you? Try it out?
I probably won't have enough time to. I usually don't. Fair
enough. Well, it is pretty cheap also on the Xbox Live Store. Definitely worth a game. That's a lot of fan favorite one, is the New Vegas. And if you guys are a Fallout fan, let us know in the comments which one did you like more. Or were you a old school
old school Fallout?
Yeah, 1 or 2 or I didn't even pay attention to the other ones that were after. I think there was Brotherhood of Steel, and then there was a Fallout Tactics game.
Yep.
But I think that was for PlayStation 2, and those really weren't canon. So I kind of just stayed away from those, and then mostly the main ones. But yeah, let us know in the comments what your favorite Fallout game was. Did you even like Fallout? Who knows? We like reading comments. It helps us learn to read.
Yep.
Yeah, so I've been back at my new job it's my new old job for about a week now. Ironically, as long as the back pain, I know. Funny, isn't it? And I love it, man. It's a lot of fun. It's fun being back in the slinging stakes and freaking rocking out with all the the people I used to work with. And the way I described it to my boss was I was like, dude, it's like I moved to another town, but all my friends came with me. So it was cool because it was like a new surroundings, but I had that comfortable familiarity feeling with all everybody I worked with before. Everybody was happy to have me back. I do miss Michael's 100%. It was really cool. There was a lot of super awesome, cool people there. So shout out to you guys all if anybody's still listening from over there. Miss you and love you guys. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been up to. T-Bone's birthday is today, which is super cool. If you want to leave T-Bone a thumbs up and a well wish and a happy birthday in the comments below too, I'm sure he would love and appreciate that. As he is a part of HefTV, as are all of you. Or
an ad for Barney the Blowfly.
Or an ad for... Well, you love Barney the Blowfly, don't you?
Yeah.
He's kind of cool.
He's
pretty cool.
He glows. Blowfly.
He glows too.
That's the coolest part.
I think the coolest part is he's got a name.
I still don't know what the F stands for. I still have no idea.
What do you mean?
Like in the comments for that,
I've seen people doing that lately. They're like, hit A or whatever in the comments, or hit blah 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 in the comments. I'm like, why? And you know what the worst part was? I forgot what video I was watching, but the first one it told me to do it, I fucking did it. Like a fucking puppet. I was just like, okay. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I don't even remember what letter it was. But
instead of F, hit Z.
Hit Z. Yeah, hit Z in the comments. Or Z if you're overseas. If you're anywhere else in the country or in the world except for the United States of America, hit Z.
If you could do the pi symbol,
that'd be kind of neat.
That'd be pretty cool. Pi for Barney. That'd be dope.
Pi for Barney.
Yep.
I think we just got the title there. Twilight Zone and Pi for Barney.
Yeah, hey. Hey, man.
Or if you guys are feeling really ambitious, you can just leave the long mathematical number. I don't know if you'll have enough characters to, but in pi underneath. Let's see how far you can get. And we will be double checking.
Well,
They don't know that. Come on. We will totally be double checking that.
We'll be doing it.
Yeah. Let's just point at the camera some more. So what about you, man? Any other cool and exciting news? I know, like we just talked about Genericon. Yeah. Any new fancy stuff in your goings on?
I've been trying to keep track of put my thumb on the pulse of gaming again, which I haven't been for the longest time.
You should use your fingers, not your thumb, because your thumb has its own pulse. So if you put your fingers on the pulse, you have your thumb on the pulse. Your thumb has. That's why you can never take your own pulse with your thumb, because your thumb has its own pulse.
I used to use the 2 fingers.
Yeah, exactly. So you have your finger on the pulse, not your thumb on the pulse. Well, I was just making a helpful suggestion.
Oh.
Just making a helpful suggestion.
Oh, my head hurts.
I'm sorry to have taught you something. I apologize. But go on. Keeping your fingers on the pulse of the game.
And one of the games that I'm really... I don't know if I'm really excited about it. I'm probably going to play it. I don't know if I'm going to be extremely excited about it. Doom Eternal.
I am looking forward to Doom Eternal.
I actually just read an article that, let's see if I can, Doom Eternal's creative director is discussing launching it on the same day as the new Animal Crossing.
Interesting. Is that going to be like a big competitor to Doom? Is Animal Crossing? I guess that makes sense.
Animal Crossing is...
It's just two separate ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So you got the Animal Crossing for that's for Nintendo, I think, right?
Oh, yes.
For Switch.
Yep.
And then you have that's more like a kiddie type game. Well, not really a kiddie type game, because I bet there's a lot of adults out there that play that too.
A lot of people who play that game.
So that was actually extremely judgmental. I apologize and I retract that. So it's more a lighthearted game. Yeah. How's that? A lighthearted game. And then you've got Doom for
Doom. Yeah. Basically.
Doom rules, dude. That game is freaking sick.
Did you see the 15 minutes of gameplay for it?
I'm refusing to do anything with it until I get a free trial for it. Pops up and it's like a demo. Then I'll check it out.
Oh, dude, I was like, okay.
Looks good?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you enjoy watching video games more so than myself, so I guess I could kind of see that where I would hesitate to watch it, but you would be all about it. Okay, that's fair,
There's the new mode in Battlefront, Ewok Hunt, which I cannot wait to play.
Well, what? You can't say that on it. Oh, Ewok Hunt.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's completely pitch black around you. It takes place obviously at nighttime. There's I think there's 100 Ewoks and 50 stormtroopers, and you have to wait a certain amount of time before the dropship gets there to pick you up.
And you play as a stormtrooper and you gotta hunt the Ewoks? Right,
and then vice versa. You can play as the Ewoks and hunt the stormtroopers, which is really cool because the guy that I watch, I don't if I'm pronouncing his name right, Hidden Nix. The Ewoks have thermal basically. So they're they can see the outline of the stormtroopers, but the stormtroopers can't see them.
That's pretty cool.
It's actually really neat. It's really cool, and I'm definitely thinking of playing it.
There you go.
That looks like so much fun.
There's actually a new game mode in Friday the 13th, a game that I saw a thing for. So basically what it is in private matches, you can customize Jason's stuff. His recharge rate, what weapons he starts with, or what items he starts with rather. A whole bunch of other stuff. And people are psyched about it. Actually, Slash and Cast has been playing with people on Xbox, which is pretty cool. I haven't gotten into it or played it again.
I bet your Pedals has been...
No, she's still rocking... Oh, maybe. I don't know. I know she's been rocking Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah, she's been playing a lot of Left 4 Dead.
Yeah. A lot of Left 4 Dead 2, which is a great game. I don't blame her one bit. But the funny thing about Pedals is, dude, you know how she is. When she gets into a game, dude, that's all you're going to see underneath her gamer tag for months and months and months. Yeah, it's just that one game.
Even when you don't think that she shouldn't even be online, no, she's online, she's playing that game. She's
mm-hmm.
she's school, Oh, what school?
Yeah.
What school?
For everybody who doesn't know who Pedals is a friend of ours that lives a couple states away that initially streamed with us back in the day on Twitch. And Mixer. She was with us on Mixer.
Voiceless Pedals.
The Voiceless Pedals, yeah. So super shout out to Pedals. I doubt she's listening to this.
She didn't speak, but oh my god, her
actions spoke louder than words.
Thank you.
She didn't use a mic. But she was probably the best damn Jason I've ever seen. Like, she was fair too. Like, if she knew you, she'd hug you to death. She'd, troll you a little bit and, do the freaking.
But God help you if you knifed her in the neck.
Ooh, yeah, if you fucked up.
God help you.
She'd just take you down. So she was a really good player. We have a message from Millennial Mike.
Oh man.
So let's see what this says here real quick.
Oh boy. So excited.
Dude, I am so sorry. I completely spaced on getting back to you with everything going on. I just showered because I just bleached the entire kitchen. And the place was so disgusting. The pipes flooded the floor, and oh my god. I was gagging. It was awful. But that's on me, dude. I'm so sorry for not getting back to you. Hi, podcast.
He knew. How did he know we were putting that on? That was pretty good.
That's creepy.
That was pretty creepy, Mike. And we're replying to you live on the air now.
Yeah, we're doing the podcast.
We're doing the podcast right now.
So
you're on there.
Something or other.
Yep. And that was it was funny. We had just put you on blast, and you said hi to the podcast. I was like, oh, that's pretty awesome because you didn't even know we were going to be doing that. So, hi, Mike. Sorry you've had a gross day. We love you and we miss you, and we will be in touch soon. We're going to finish this up, though, bud. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, well, that's fine, Mike. You are not in any trouble. We are strangely okay with this. He had stuff to take. He had adulting to do.
I hate adulting.
Adulting is not fun.
I hate that stuff.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid, I was so excited.
Yeah.
To be a grown-up. To go to bed whenever I wanted to do whatever I wanted to. No, I'm an adult, and I like go to bed about like 10:30, and.
But it pays better than being a kid does.
It does.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a separate set of problems. You know what I mean? When you're a kid, it's a lot of stuff, and actually, honestly, probably a lot of the same problems. But, yeah, being an adult is not fun.
Yeah, adulting sucks.
Although there are perks. Again, if you want to get up and eat, beer and cereal for breakfast with some ice cream to wash it down, you're good. Not that I would recommend that. That sounds terrible, but you can do it.
Awesome.
I remember we were over at T's one time, and we were playing old school Nintendo on his TV, and I was sitting there drinking beers, and just, we were grilling outside because it was the summer, and just wanted to take a picture of it and send it to 10-year-old me somehow, and just be like, "Don't worry, dude, you'll still be able to do what you like to do when you're older."
That's the one good thing about being an adult is that you can just literally you could do whatever you wanted. There might be certain repercussions.
That's true.
But you technically can do whatever you want.
I find that a lot of people kind of maybe not a lot, but there's a good amount of people out there that just kind of lose the the child in them. You know what I mean? That kind of loses that fun and that flame of. I don't know how to explain it. I think just a lot of people probably just beats it out of some people, which sucks because life will do that, man. You know what I'm saying? Life will beat you up if you let it. But you always got to remember, man, that you're only as old as you feel. Which actually, in my case right now, is about 190. But you're really only as old as you feel, and don't ever lose that, man. Just be happy, be fun, do stuff, fucking. If you like doing stuff,
if
do it.
If you want to be a Pokemon master, go do it.
You're probably better at it than I am.
Yeah.
You're definitely better at it.
If you are, how? I'm assuming drugs were involved.
Pokemon drugs.
Yeah.
They boost your Pokemon ability.
Yeah,
Oh, I've heard of that, I think. Oh, let's see. Oh, we broke that freaking story about that China. I don't know if you guys remember. We were talking about this last night, but that like new virus that we were just kind of making fun of a couple weeks back on the podcast is like a pretty big thing now.
Apparently,
which sucks.
they quarantined 11,000 people in China.
Yep.
I'm like, are we gonna die?
Yeah, no, I think we're okay because people coming from there have been screened at incoming airports in the U.S. Because they're like, hold on, what is this? What is this new respiratory disease you are bringing in?
That's like what I was doing. I'm gonna do that too. Oh wait. The Xbox 360's
Controller? Yeah, I saw that. I was just looking at that.
I don't understand things. Like, there was... I don't know if you heard about it when it came out, but, like, the PS4 and the Xbox One, people weren't arguing consoles at the time. They were arguing the controllers.
I don't recall... Really?
Yeah.
Over which controller was better? Dude, Xbox.
And see PS4 people be like,
PS4.
No, PS4 is better.
PS4 is a really good controller, but the thing is, it's so small, and I have like big beef hands, so it's like I feel like I'm gonna snap it. Whereas the Xbox one, oh fuck, it just fits and it feels. I don't know, it feels right. I don't know. I'm an Xbox guy. What can I say?
It was just so funny because people were arguing and legitimately getting mad at each other over this. I'm like, people, it is a controller. Who cares?
That's actually a pretty good segue. I remembered what I was going to tell you. So, a buddy I work with had you know how we were talking about, like, you know, stories of, like, retail a couple weeks back, too? Yeah. So, I heard a great one. And it was a while back. Guy comes in, like, gets some burger, leaves, excuse me, comes back, and, like, just angrily goes to, you know, my buddy, and he's like, hey, he's like, you want to explain to me why the 92% is so much more red than the pink 85%? And so my buddy goes to him, he's like, well, there's fat. Fat is white, beef is red, so the more fat there is, it's going to be a little bit pinker, because you have red and white makes pink. And he's explaining this to the guy. This was the guy's response. Well, I don't fucking believe that for a second. And he left. I was like, wow. You win, sir. I don't know what you win, but oh man, you won.
What?
Yeah, true story, man. And what I want to know is in this guy's head, exactly what he thought made it pink. You know what I'm saying? What did he think, that there was like fake burger? And I really wished he could get inside of some people's heads like that when they're thinking these things. I'm sorry, am I fucking boring you, bro? Tumbles unfortunately has not been sleeping very well lately, and it's not stopping me bust his balls about it. Did you sleep a little bit better last night? Tiny bit.
Oh, that...
It's insane, right?
I mean, come on. Like, a fifth grader could teach you, you know, the properties of colors. That's what Bob Ross has been doing, people.
I know. Well, my thing, too, is that he was so just, like, it was, like, the farthest thing from, like, he's like, it was so outside of the realm of believability. He's like, that can't possibly be it. I don't fucking believe that for a second.
Well,
okay.
It's red. Ergo, it doesn't have as much fat in it. Because fat is white.
You know those... I know. You know those, like, breakdown posters like they have of the cow parts?
Yeah.
We have one for a unicorn at work. It's awesome.
That's
I gotta take
so
a picture.
dope.
I gotta take a picture of it and show you, but it's really freaking funny. Yeah, so I couldn't believe that. That was a really interesting story.
I'm still hung up on that.
Yeah,
like,
I haven't been able to stop thinking about that since he told me about it on, like, Tuesday. I'm like, that's pretty...
Dude, like... Okay.
Yep, alright. Well, some people you can't, you know... And he never came back, so, I mean, it's like, you know...
I had someone who yelled at me, and they were just like, oh... Well, why is it a freezer? I don't know. That would have to be something to be brought up to the owner. He's like, well, I don't think that there should be a freezer. All right, well, it is.
I don't think it should be a freezer.
Yep. And I had a person the other day. They were like, hey, do you have any meatloaf mix? And I'm like, yeah, of course I do. It's right in the freezer behind you on the right. Oh, so it's frozen.
Yep. If it's in the freezer, probably.
It's like, no.
Were you the one? Were you the one that was telling me there was like somebody was like, "Is all your stuff in the freezer frozen?" Or was that at my work? I can't remember. I get my stories mixed up sometimes.
Might have been mine.
All right, because I couldn't remember if it was at my work or your work where that happened. But I remember it happened. I was like, "Yeah, that's."
There's a freezer.
Frozen. Yeah.
Oh man, that ceases to blow my mind.
Yeah, it's So it's some people think interesting things. Let's see. Apparently, that H.P. Lovecraft movie starring Nicolas Cage, The Color Out of Space, is amazing. I can't wait to see it. I'm really excited to see it. It's based on a short story, The Color Out of Space, by H.P. Lovecraft, obviously. It's the directorial comeback of Richard Stanley, who, if I'm not mistaken, did the Hardware. It was like an old school horror movie, which is actually pretty damn good. And then he did the 1992, I think it was, remake of The Isle of Dr. Moreau, or The Island of Dr. Moreau, starring Marlon Brando. And then he just, like, didn't work for, like, decades. And just kind of dropped off the face of the earth. And I believe this is his return to form. And it's apparently fucking great.
Man,
So
Nicolas Cage is a good actor.
He is. He is a very good actor. When he's not chewing the scenery up. They're just being, like, overacting and stuff like that. But he is very entertaining. But there's a really good copy of it up on the site, so I'm going to have to check that out and see what that's all about, because I've just been hearing really awesome things about that left and right. Slayer warns fans against fake tickets for a 2020 comeback performance. Yeah, pretty sure that the Slayer's not coming back. But we'll get back to the Slayer tickets in just a minute. What do you got here, bud?
I have a lot.
Okay, what do we got?
So, Fortnite Season 2 has been delayed yet again.
Oof, okay.
People are pissed.
That seems to be the thing, though. Like, everything's getting delayed these days. Like, everything.
Yep. Everything's getting delayed.
Okay. So,
San Antonio man loses $7,500 to tech support scam.
ooh, that sucks.
Now, just going back to that for scams. Okay. FD, I can't read that. I can't. Oh my god. I don't even understand. I don't even know we can say that.
TikTok teens are dipping their balls in soy sauce and lighting their houses on fire. Okay. Now we're going to go into this a little bit here. I guess the Tide Pod challenge didn't nuff all the ones that should have been nuffed.
Yeah, but those are two totally separate things. Like
To repeat, ball-having TikTok users, and that's how it's written too. This is coming off of Google. It's off of Gizmodo. Ball-having TikTok users are dipping their balls in soy sauce to see if they can taste. Apparently, these users have been reading Business Insider, which reported in 2013 on a study finding that not only the mouth, but also several parts of the body, including the stomach, lungs, brain, and testicles, have taste receptors that are sensitive to umami, which the Business Insider piece defines as the amino acid taste of soy sauce. A citizen scientist explained the logic behind his TikTok experiment here. He's not going to show you, but yeah, so your balls can taste stuff?
Why are they
Okay.
lighting the house on fire?
Now, had inquiring minds read further into the study, they would have learned that the receptors function inside the balls in order to sense sweet and umami flavors critical to identifying and compounding proteins in the generation of sperm. Okay, so it wouldn't even work because it's on the inside. People are fucking stupid. Stupid. There's no cranial nerves connecting them to your... whatever. Involves using the plug part of a phone charger, partially inserting it into the wall outlet. Don't fucking do any of this. People, I should have started with that. Do not fucking do any of this.
Do not try it at home.
Do not try this at home. If you just don't. There's no if you try it at home. Don't do this, people. Come on. Don't.
Be smart.
Partially, yeah, please be smarter than that. Partially inserting into the wall outlet and then sliding a penny down the wall onto the exposed prongs. The result is sparks, electrical system damage, and in some cases, fires. So it's like people are starting electrical fires.
Oh my god!
And dipping their balls. You know what, Tumbles? I'm sorry, but I think we have a new title for this.
Soy balls.
Soy balls and electrical fires. Oh my god. What is happening? What is happening? Unreal. And there's enough... And the funny thing is, there's enough people doing this to make an article about it.
Saying. Melanie Martin, Aaron Carter's girlfriend, is responding to the haters on Aaron Carter's Instagram page. And remember when he was actually relevant? Because I do.
I was literally going to ask, who the fuck is Aaron Carter?
He is a singer who... His brother's Nick Carter, who was in Backstreet Boys.
Okay. He was relevant at some point? Did he have like a career, or was he... Oh, okay.
He had a career. Back when he was younger. I Want Candy, things like that. And apparently, like, his parents spent, like... Because I actually saw Aaron Carter on an episode of, oh, God, what was it called? I forget what it was called. But he was on an episode of this show where, like, this guy helps people financially out. Like, he, like... I really wish I knew the name of the show now. I completely don't remember. And Aaron Carter was on an episode of it. Apparently, his parents blew all of his money.
Ooh.
He was left with, like, nothing. He was living... From what I saw on that episode, he was living in an apartment
with MC Hammer. That dude's in trouble too. I figured they'd just like maybe work at McDougal's together or something like that. Or...
His agent, he was living on $500 a month.
$500 a month?
Yeah.
Wait. He was living on $500 a month. Mm-hmm. Does he have like no discernible skills to go and get a job? I mean, if you even I think with like, well, depending on where he was, how many years ago was this?
Maybe like 2 years ago.
Oh, well then, dude, even with that, like, I don't know what like minimum wage things are, but I'm pretty sure you could like make more than $500 in like. A week, but I mean, not only that, but you know, Jesus, that's insane.
Apparently, what his parents did was perfectly illegal back in the day when he was actually relevant, but like nowadays, like you can't do that kind of stuff. Like a certain percentage goes to them when they're older or whatever, and I don't know. It was just like, it was weird seeing him.
Destitute. Yeah.
Like, when I was a little kid, like, I grew up listening to Aaron Carter. Like, I mean, just throwing it out there when I was a little kid, I had a crush on Aaron Carter when I was a little kid. And just to see him, like that, I'm just like, damn, like, dude, you had, like, it all. And Also in the fact, why the hell didn't Nick Carter help you out?
That's what I was gonna ask. Where was Big Brother? Assuming he was the older brother, that Nick was the older brother.
I don't even think that the Backstreet Boys were so relevant.
No, they were getting screwed too, man. Backstreet Boys, but their freaking manager, the dude that was like in charge of all the boy bands. There's like a freaking documentary or some shit on it I was watching recently. They were getting effed too, hard. They were making like jack shit. They weren't flying. They were flying like coach places they went. You know what I mean? Like they were flying coach. They didn't get first class or nothing like that. Like the dude who was the manager was like said he had like a plane airfield or an airport or like his private owned like thing, which was bullshit. It was just absolutely. So that sucks. So how's she replying to all the stuff?
I don't actually know.
Oh.
Wow. I mean, do you know who like Aaron Carter looks like? Like that's him now.
I have no idea. No,
dude, when he was growing up, he had no tattoos whatsoever. He had the blonde hair. That sucks, man.
Well, I'm telling you, man, just sometimes life beats it out of you, bro. It's a tale as old as time.
That sucks.
That does suck. And the worst part is seeing, like, people like that fall on hard times. Because everybody thinks that when you're a celebrity or when you're rich and famous like me and Tumbles are, that it's all fun and games. Oh, hey, holy crap, it's HefTV.
Yeah, they have a parking lot.
Like, I'm Hefty. I'm not my channel, but sure, I'm HefTV. Or, hey, it's Mustache Guy. Yeah, just take away my whole identity. I'm Mustache Guy.
Mustache Guy.
Hey, Steak Man. All right, now we're fighting.
It's like, all right, now we scrap and put your shoes on.
Yeah, exactly. Put your shoes on.
Put your shoes on.
Put your shoes on. So I'm jumping kind of real quick. Now, this is big for me because I'm a huge Silent Hill fan. Silent Hill rumors point to multiple games in the series being worked on, and this is coming from Games Radar Plus. 2 very different Silent Hill games are being worked on, according to this new rumor. One might be revealed later this year. One is a soft reboot of the... Damn it. Probably original game. I couldn't read the rest of the tweet. But, and it states, like any rumor, that should be taken with as much salt as you have in your hand, But that would be really cool. It's definitely, when PT, the playable trailer, it was going to be called Silent Hills, but when PT, when Hideo Kojima left Konami, and they had their falling out, and like Konami just wiped the playable trailer from like people's I from what I can recall from their hard drives itself, and just like it was not on the store anymore. If you had it, you didn't have it anymore, and they just completely canceled the game. And Norman Reedus was going to be in it, and then he ended up being in Death Stranding. And so I remember how pissed off people were when that went down, and and especially. Like, granted, Downpour and Homecoming were not the greatest Silent Hill games, which were 2 of the last ones that were made. But to their own respects, they were enjoyable. I would love to see a new Silent Hill game. Or 2. I mean, if they do 2, you got a 50-50 shot of them both sucking or one being good. I mean, there's a myriad of ways that could go down again, but I'd like to think that it would be good. Because... damn it, we need it. I love that series, man.
It's a good series.
It is. I agree.
Oh, and there's Left 4 Dead 3.
Yeah, me too. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but I really, really hope it does. Because there's been, like, speculation forever that there's going to be Left 4 Dead 3, and there's just no, unfortunately, any substantial proof either way whether or not it's going to be, But I'm open. It's a great game. You can do so much with it. I've been wanting to play again because I started playing World War Z, and that was fun until Monster Hunter came along, and then that's pretty much where that's been at. Yeah, it's crazy though. There's a lot of good games out there. Monster Hunter is. I'm sorry, Tumbles knows you had to sit and watch me play a bunch of it yesterday. It's a damn addicting game. If you guys like games with like monsters and swords and freaking awesome graphics and music and stuff, it's a fantastic game.
And adorable.
And adorable Sir Bumblepoogle, yes.
Sir Bumblepoogle.
Sir Bumblepoogle. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff. I was reading again, the Slayer tickets were like for the 2020 show, and it's like Slayer's not performing. They finished in like November. That was their final tour. You know, it was their final show. It was like November 30th, I think, or something like that. So don't buy Slayer tickets. They're bullshit. They're not playing again. Yeah, and don't. I'll save that for the end. I'll just save that for the end.
I know, sure.
Yeah, I know you do. I'm sure everybody out there knows. Don't do it. God.
Do you think there'll be a new cast for Left 4 Dead 3? Like there was for Left 4 Dead 2?
I think so. Because... Yeah, because there's like a lot of online comics and stuff, like some of which is considered canon. Bill definitely dies, so Bill's not going to be back.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing, Dead by Daylight. And even then, it's only, I think, on PC that you can get Bill, yeah. I'm trying to think of somebody I would rather have seen gone in their place, but I liked all the characters. I wouldn't have wanted any of them to die. Zoe? I liked Zoe. Actually, that was on Left 4 Dead 1. That's the one I used all the time. That was like my girl. And then on 2, I was Coach. I was always Coach when I played Left 4 Dead 2.
So, the first Left 4 Dead, I was always Francis.
Okay.
The second Left 4 Dead, I was always Ellis.
Oh, Ellis is great, dude. One time, me and my friend Keith, this is a million stories.
One time, me and my buddy Keith, the armor came bond of my buddy Keith.
Yeah, that was great. I would love to. Yeah, I think there would be a completely new cast for Left 4 Dead 3. I would hope so. I swear to God, this is my chair. All these noises. Jesus. Because I think they've gotten all that they can get out of with the characters from Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. I think their stories have definitively come to an end. But I would love to see a new cast. I think that would be great. I think it would bring a lot of... I think you'd almost have to, so you're not retreading, old ground again.
Yeah.
Because you already had the first two, the crossovers in like, what was it, Cold River or something like that. And in The Crossing, the characters from 1 and 2 met and had interactions. So if you had them again in part 3, I think it would almost be too much. So you'd have to start over with a fresh cast to give them a neat story.
No, did they do this purposely or accidentally? The 3 guys, 1 girl, like just like it was in Left 4 Dead 1 and Left 4 Dead 2.
I don't know.
It was Francis, Bill, Zoe.
Yep.
Francis, Bill, Zoe, and Lewis. I'm sorry.
So Lewis.
So it was Lewis, Francis, and Bill in the first one. Second one, it was Nick, Coach, and Ellis, and then Rochelle was the only girl. Like I wonder if they did that like purposely or whatever.
I believe there was a reason for that. Chromosome-wise, I was watching Wow Such Gaming, and he has a very coherent... He has like all... If you guys like Left 4 Dead 2 stuff, absolutely 100% go check out Wow Such Gaming's channel on YouTube. He's got great stuff on there. He goes through like character bios, and he'll go through infected bios, and where did the green flu come from, and what happened to Sita after in the military after this and everything.
Oh my God.
So yeah, you would love it. You would absolutely love it. I'll text you it later so you don't forget. You can watch some of it tonight.
Yeah.
Or but yeah, so that's fantastic stuff. I believe he does go into it. I believe it has to do with the chromosomes and why there's more men than women or something like that, or like. I really wish I could remember. But yes, there is a reason, I believe. Man, I would love for there to be a Left 4 Dead 3.
Right? Be awesome. I'd love to see it.
You know, one of the things that I was just thinking about this, one of the things I really thought was novel for a video game, like movies I'll watch with the director's commentaries. I know that's not a very popular thing that people like to do, but I absolutely love watching movies with director's commentaries because I learn a lot more. Not all of them are fantastic, but you get a cool behind-the-scenes kind of look at everything, and, like, I'm just a huge cinephile anyway, so it's always neat. I look at them more like textbooks than anything, director's commentaries, with a couple notable exceptions where you're really not going to get much. Matt Stone and Trey Parker's original Campbell the Musical. During the director's commentary on the initial pressing and run of the Cannibal the Musical DVD, they were drinking scotch or whiskey or something, and I want to say maybe halfway into the movie, somebody knocked out the plug for the microphone, and it didn't get plugged back in until like the last, I want to say, 10 minutes of the movie, and that was it. You were assed out like a butt cheek on a toilet seat. I personally felt robbed. Because I was so looking forward to that. I had that movie on VHS. I had rented it from Hollywood Video back in, like, 1999. And, like, dubbed it illegally. And on another VHS. I don't know why I felt I had to stress that. But, and I must have watched that movie, I can't even tell you. We would have, like, nightly screenings of it at my place in Albany. And we would, anybody new that was friend-wise, we'd sit them down and we'd freaking smoke them and have a couple beers and watch the movie. And it was just a thing. Like, everybody, Spadoinkle was a whole deal. And then you haven't seen the movie, correct?
What?
Cannibal the Musical?
I have.
You have? Oh, okay. So it was just everywhere. And I personally felt robbed when I got the DVD because I was so excited. I got it. I got home. I freaking started watching it. And I was like, okay. And I was waiting for the sound to come back, and it never came back until, like, the last part. And then, you don't get shit out of it. But with the re-release that Eddie got me, there are 2 commentary tracks on it. The original one and a new one. So I'm like, yes. I haven't listened to the new one yet, which I probably should. As Camelot would tell me, get on it, doggone it. And then you go, bye, yeah. Kim does that.
He does.
Every single video. He's got some cool videos up, too, now about Dollar General and everything.
I honestly haven't. I've just been watching any GameStop ones.
Fair enough. I was going somewhere with that. Oh, the novel idea. Oh, I can't believe I got off on a kind of a tangent there with Cannibal the Musical. Sorry about that. What was, for Left 4 Dead 1, they had commentaries for the levels. Like, there would be little icons that you could, in the game, in the level, there were icons you could click on, and it would have the guys that made the game giving information about the game. So it was like a play-along director's commentary while you're playing the game. It was super freaking cool, and I thought that was a really neat idea. Yeah.
I have no idea.
It's on the, yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
That's a dance. So I thought that was really awesome. And I'd like to see more of that. Yeah. I feel you there. Well, you got anything left, buddy? Me neither. Don't dip your balls in soy sauce.
I was waiting for that.
Don't dip your balls in soy sauce, folks.
And don't start an electrical fire.
No.
That's just retarded.
Don't start fires anyway.
As much as you may think, oh, well, it's a trend, guess what? It's actually this thing called arson.
And you will get charges, and your parents will hopefully knock the shit out of you. And they probably should, because they obviously haven't by this point, because you're dipping your balls in soy sauce and starting electrical fires. So you probably deserve to get bitch smacked around a few times.
I'm not gonna lie, the balls in soy sauce, man.
That's just, man, you know what? Do I have any soy sauce? No. I can't. Well, maybe. No. Yeah, so don't do any of that crap, guys. You got any positivity you want to put out there, Thomas, for the end?
I can't believe people are out there doing that.
I can. That's the sad part. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the day. We appreciate you watching very much. Thank you. If you dig what we're doing, always appreciate it, but never necessary. Like the video, sub to the channel, leave us a comment, hit the post noti bell, give us $1 million, send us cakes.
Or soy sauce.
Or soy sauce. So if we get this video to 500,000 likes, we will do the soy sauce challenge.
And in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So, get on it.
Get on it. Oh no, we're going to get sued. No, that's not our outro, that's Cam's. Guys,
I wasn't going to finish
oh, okay.
it.
I was like, geez, we're going to get sued. Guys, go out there, do good things, because nobody else is going to. If everybody did one good thing for somebody else each day, this world would not be such a bad place. We here at HefTV love you guys very much for everything. The numbers are going up on videos, guys. It's freaking absolutely fantastic. Let's build the channel a little bit more this year. Again, got lots of plans coming up. Maybe a collaborative video with a certain somebody, which I'm kind of waiting until we get that finalized before I bring it up on the podcast. But there is a special guest who is not is I guess one of my friends, but is another YouTuber, which I'm super excited about. So we'll have to see what happens in the future. See you later. Thanks for watching. No.
Wow.
That was terrible, wasn't it?
No, that was...
All right. Sorry, guys. Oh, that was embarrassing. Everybody go out there, have a good day, and we'll see you guys next time on HefTV.
Peace.
You're not going to do anything funny?
No.
Or is like a...